If I could give advice to my younger self, these are 5 things, the most important things that I wish I knew and that I would tell her. The number one thing that I would tell my younger self is don't believe what everybody says and read books. Books are going to be the answer. Books are going to open your mind and help you and be your guidance and your coaches and the things that are the right things to go to your mind. You're going to be planting the right seeds to your head and you're going to be reprogramming yourself. By that time I didn't know, so I used to not read. I remember that I used to play a lot of video games, and sometimes I wish that not, and sometimes I wish that I listened to audios or that I was listening to mentors on YouTube instead of just playing games and listening to music or very focused on the game. Besides reading, I would recommend my younger self that it listen to more mentors. One of the first books that changed my life completely was The Four Agreements. And I'm going to tell you why. When I read The Four Agreements and it said that our minds could be like a land and you can plant anything you want and any seeds can grow, and you can also cut off or starve the seeds that are poisonous, the plants that are poisonous. When I learned that, that's when I was like, damn, I have the power to know what it goes into my head and what I can keep and what I can starve and what I can plant instead. The second book that changed my life was Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Why this book helped me so much, the combination of these two books to read them one after another one was the perfect combination. Why? One, it taught me about my mind being a land where I could plant any seeds, positive seeds, encouraging seeds, or simply choose what I want and what I don't want to keep and what I want to stop thinking about. And the other one, it taught me to be really careful as well how I use what I think and how I refer to money. And not only taught me, of course, about assets and liabilities, to notice like, is this something that is adding value to my life, or is something that is wasting my time and taking value out of my life. The second most powerful advice that I will give my younger self is learn about values, and in them find out that health is one of the most important. Respect your body, be responsible, be patient with yourself, be compassionate, and always choose knowledge. Like, I would teach myself values. I wish I knew this from a very young age. Today I was having an amazing conversation with my husband's family that are also my family, and they were saying that my husband went to a school from a very young age where they were taught in kindergarten about values. Even if I learned this, I don't really remember that much, and I don't think it was much of a priority at that time. I did learn other amazing things, but I wish that this was something very big. And also in my family, this is not something that we talked about in my family, even though I have a big family. We never talk about that until now. I remember that I went to see my aunt. She's one of my favorite aunts because I really admired her for all her hard work and how she bought her own home and all of those things. And she was telling me, Tammy, everything started with responsibility and discipline. And I was like, that is pretty amazing, because she started working at a shoe place, literally it was Nike, and her boss would go to bed feeling so fine, feeling so relaxed because she took really good care of everything. She managed more than 70 employees, and I always admire her for that. What I didn't know, that behind all of that, she was implementing values to her life, that her daily decisions and her life decisions and the things that she was visioning for herself in the future were based on her values. And my mom and her are the only two daughters, and they both did the best they could, but they both took different values. And I learned from both of them. Thankfully, that was amazing to see your own family and mentors and noticing, oh, okay, so this is why my mom is in this position and this is why my aunt is in this position. But both did it in different ways. She started very responsible and disciplined at a very young age and chose to go to work, and my mom chose to study. She wanted to study. And at the beginning, my mom's sister did really good. She bought her own home, and my mom wasn't doing very good because even the education where I grew up wasn't that good either. But one day, my mom took one of the biggest decisions she could have taken, and it was bravery to move to a different country and immigrate. And that's when she was led by her values, and one of them is courage. It took her a little bit longer, but this decision changed her life and my life and my sister's lives. So, if I could tell this to my younger self, this will be the second biggest advice I will give her. The third biggest advice that I will give to my younger self is, in order to be successful, you gotta sacrifice things. I had to learn this when I had to stay in a country for 4 years without being able to get out and go to my country because I didn't have the paperwork ready for it. And it was a sacrifice to not see my family for 4 years, but I learned so much by being far away from my culture and for all the reprogramming that I had from a different culture and a different mindsets, learning from my husband and his family and being more educated, and then coming back and seeing things from a different perspective, and all the things that I wasn't able to see when I was younger, now I could see them, and I could see how powerful I have become because of all the values that I was able to grow by being here. I came back being more mature, more powerful, more independent, with more optimism about life and a different mindset. I have read more books and I have done many things before I was able to go back to my country. And this was one of the best things that had happened to me. So now I'm noticing the same thing, that I just want to keep growing. I want to have a very successful business. I want to grow my channel. And for all of this, it takes the sacrifice sometimes to cancel time with friends or with my family, being far away and being a little bit isolated. But I want to be able to feel good with who I'm becoming, and to doing that, sometimes it takes time alone. So it's a sacrifice not being around them. Sometimes I go to Argentina, I visit my family, and sometimes it could be draining. They have a different mindset. They don't communicate that much. Their way to communicate sometimes is overly emotional or immature or dramatic or gossiping. And for me, those things are energy drainers. And by being alone, I feel like I don't have to deal with those things, and I get to choose what I want for my mind, what I want to reprogram myself with. And that's the biggest power that you have, to be able to choose every day what you do. And when you are alone, you have this freedom, this choice to listen to your right mentors, to all the things that you put in your head and your mind. They should be premium. They should be things that is like going to a gold mine for things. You should be gold mining with books, with audiobooks, with the right people, with elderly that are very smart and have a lot of wisdom, instead of just scrolling and getting things that you know they're not valuable, that they're actually wasting your time and making you feel worse about yourself. So I would say this to my younger self. Maybe it is making a sacrifice, but it's also like choosing who you want to become and choosing a good identity, an identity that makes you feel good with about yourself. So the fourth most important thing that I would say to my younger self is, don't compare yourself. If somebody is comparing themselves with you, or you are comparing yourself with somebody, it's because you don't have something so important in your life to do. Like, what is it more important than trying to reach your goals, to become a better person, to become somebody that you are happy with, instead of being jealous of others because you don't have what they have. If you admire beauty, then make sure that you say affirmations to yourself. You accept yourself. You admire your own beauty, or do the things that make you feel beautiful, instead of just being jealous of someone else or comparing yourself or your life. So for a long time, I used to use Instagram just to compare myself, and that was an absolute waste of time. So I would tell my younger self, don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself, please. You have your own path, your own ways, your uniqueness, and focus on you. You are the most important thing that you have. You are your most amazing project that there is out there for yourself. And the fifth most important thing that I would tell my younger self is trust the process. As soon as I read The Alchemist, I noticed that no matter what goal you want, no matter what dream you have, the best part about it is the process of getting there. It's like if you have the goal of climbing a mountain, the best part is noticing that in the hard times when you feel like you were going to fall, when you feel weak, when you feel like, oh, this is so scary, and you look down and everybody's still there and everybody's like, oh, she's gonna fall, or your family is worried about you, and then you make it and you get to see an incredible view, and you have reached that goal and make that dream come true. That's the best feeling. But the best feeling was noticing who you have become by going through those circumstances. This is all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you really liked this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.